So Jared,
Mm-hmm.
you know how Addie's car has had a window that hasn't worked for, right? So like
Yes.
she's had this car for a year,
Yeah.
almost around a year, and for most of the time she's had it, the window, the back window, one of the back windows doesn't really stay up.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really wanted to, you could just, even with the little like prop thing she put in there, if you just push her on it really hard, it goes down, right?
Yeah.
So she got it fixed the other week, like last week.
Yeah.
Right. So guess what happens this week?
Oh no, I don't know.
She locks her keys in the car
Oh,
for
classic.
the first time. She would
Happens to all of us.
She would have done it any time in the last 12 months prior to this. She could have just got in it, no problem, on her own. But we fixed the window, and lo and behold, she locks her keys in the car, and then I have to go help her out.
It's old enough car you can probably do the hanger trick. You know,
yeah, probably.
You know,
Well, we had a spare key, so it wasn't like I.
okay. Crisis averted.
Hey, welcome back to Screen Time. I'm your host, Josh. Jared, James are a son of a bee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we could have beeped it out, but yeah, yeah,
It's fine.
it's my co-host Jared.
Remember, it's all about nurturing.
Right. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you're making some chickens, right? Some chickens.
Yeah, that was part of it. Yeah.
Today we are talking about the last two episodes of season 3 of The Bear. We're also going to touch a little bit of what we've been watching, little news, and then we're going to do a little fall preview of some things we're looking forward to this fall, which will, I guess, include some of the things that we'll be covering, and reviewing or discussing. Let's get started. So, let's do the little news thing.
Sure.
Did you see Ted Lasso season 4?
I did see that.
It is happening.
So what made them
All you have
change
to
their
do
mind?
is believe.
That's right. There it is.
Believe.
What changed their mind about this? Because
They didn't change their mind.
really? Because I thought this was it.
No, they never said. Just people assumed. Because the more time that went by, they assumed.
Well, it also really felt like an ending of a show.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it, but I mean,
Yeah.
if you watch the end of that, it seemed like that was it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they probably weren't sure, and that's why they didn't say anything.
Well, it's like with a lot of these other shows that get really popular, then all the actors, they get very
doing
busy.
Bigger things,
Mhm.
bigger. Or, well, I mean, it's a pretty big show, but yeah, they go into other things, and then,
Yeah.
but no, yeah, at least, well, I mean, it doesn't mean everyone's coming back, I guess. The news, not official from Apple or the production, which I think it's Warner Brothers is the production studio, I think. But from the Actors Guild in the UK is the first one reported, and Higgins and what's the lady that owns the team in the
I forget.
yeah, but that actress,
Mm-hmm.
Roy Kent.
Yep.
And Phoebe. Phoebe? Yeah, Phoebe.
Is it Phoebe?
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've watched.
Anyway,
Ted Lasso.
those 4 actors were confirmed by deadline.
So not
and come out.
Jason Sudeikis.
Well, Jason Sudeikis is already a producer on it, so he would be definitely.
Okay.
But then also, there's something with logistics. It was something I was reading about. Logistically, that's where it starts, and then once they confirm with them, then they would go to the SAG and confirm with the U.S. actors. So it's kind of like putting the things into place for it.
I think he's the only American
No, well,
actor in the show, right?
No, Coach, right?
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And then it
But
depends.
the
But it's not
majority.
necessarily- but also some of the other ones might actually be SAG actors just because they have origin of UK. Like doesn't mean that they didn't move to the US and or
Right.
SAG actor. So it doesn't mean maybe some of the other ones are just like those are the key ones they wanted to lock in or something at it before they started. So yeah, I mean it's one of those things where, like there's not been official announcements from Apple, but like that's kind of, if they're going that far, then that means they're moving forward with it.
I just thought about it.
Yeah.
The one girl's name is Keely.
Keely, that's
because they say Keela.
Keely. That's what it is, not Phoebe. Keely.
But the other one, the owner of the team, she's my favorite. I forget her name though.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So anyway, I thought that was
it's cool.
it's big news. I guess it could be a film instead of like they could just do a movie instead of a TV if they, because it's not Apple or Warner Brothers hasn't actually said what it is, but
yeah, I think it could be more split up and focus on specific characters because I want to say the last season they kind of did that anyway.
Yeah,
it's a little more spread out. So
I was kind of hoping more they'd even just do a spinoff and have.
Aren't they doing that? I thought I saw something about that.
No, there's nothing official.
No.
But like they set it up like they could, do a girls soccer team or something with it, with Keely and or something, like they could do stuff, other stuff.
Yeah.
So anyway. All right. So I got past. What have you been watching?
I got one. Well, technically two, but I'm going to talk about them together.
Okay.
So if you have more, you want to go first, and then I'll go to mine.
Or we go back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, if you have more, you start, I'll go, and then you go again.
Okay, right.
I think that makes more sense.
Right. So I've got. Well, I finished Lady in the Lake.
Oh, nice.
Finale of that. I will say I enjoyed it. All right.
Okay.
I think artistically and like art direction, all those things, and even cinematography, like there's a lot of stuff that's really cool in it, like that from that perspective. The overall story, though, just I don't know, like it's just never quite pushed it into like. There's something about it that just like never was quite like never.
It's just not interesting enough.
Well, I think it's more just like. I don't know.
Captivating.
The main character. I don't know. There's just something about it that never like quite drew me in enough to be like, yes. Like I feel like, yes, a lot of people in our area would be interested to watch just because it takes place in Baltimore and, and so like for that reason.
Your boy's in it. How long was he in it?
He's actually in like 3 different scenes, like little scenes, but like the other ones is less noticeable because I think they just needed some extras, like they needed an extra kid just to skate through the scene or bike through a scene or something. And he's in that.
By the way, for people who don't know, if you haven't watched whatever episode it was that you mentioned, that we talked about it, but
well,
there's an actor on there that
kid actors that have been in 2 different ads for me.
Yeah.
Is also in this as
just
like,
cool. It was just one episode though he was in.
No, he's in 3 different episodes, but like the one episode's the one where he's really like front and center and like he's getting this picture taken with Santa or something in like a department store.
Okay,
and that's where you're like really noticeable. The other ones are like more like background. Just they had him as like there for because I guess once you hire, you can just use him for other things. If it's not noticeable who it is, you don't really see his face really well unless you're really looking for him.
Was he ever in the same scene with Natalie Portman? Because that'd be crazy. I'm sure
I think the department store like
I'm sure either way he would have met her. I'm sure. But at least. But that's cool.
Yeah. But so that
you know what I'm always, because I always thought about when they were filming it.
Yeah.
But I never did it. I always wanted to go when they were filming House of Cards.
Right.
Because and I knew people that like they would send me pictures like, hey, they're filming like right outside my apartment.
Yeah.
Like they would see that a lot. And I always wanted to just go down there and see if I could because sometimes you could just go there and then they'll just be like, yeah, you can be in it.
Yeah.
You don't have to really sign up ahead of time. But anyway.
Yeah.
I always thought about that, but it didn't happen.
I think,
you know anyone from House of Cards?
No.
Or anyone that was in House of Cards?
Well, I think either I know someone or they or that person I know, some of their friends, but I can't remember. But one of the I don't know if it was the end of the season, but definitely end of an episode where they're like in like a punk, like it's almost like mostly just the credits roll over top of it, and they're like in a punk rock show or something. There's like a concert. It's just like
I remember that episode. Yeah.
that either they were there or like a bunch of their friends were there, and they almost went but didn't go. But like that was like one of those things where they just like brought a bunch of people.
You know what? Now I'm thinking about it, I know why I remember that scene, because I think I recognized the venue that they were in. Yeah. I think it might have even been a venue I played at. Maybe that's why I remember it, but that's cool. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so stuff made in Baltimore, Maryland.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
More
Keep doing it.
More production.
Although it's probably very expensive.
I don't know. I think they do, just like a lot of places, they do incentives. I'm season 2 of Lioness. I'm sure is filming at some point around in the general DC Baltimore area. Yeah,
that'll be cool.
I'll just mention Bad Monkey episode 3. Did you watch?
No.
Have you got?
Still behind.
Good. Episode 3, best one yet. 1 and 2 is kind of like a lot of setup. 3 is like things start getting interesting.
Well, we got episode 4 now.
And episode 3 has a nice little like reveal at the end that you're like, oh, cool, nice plot twist. So,
well, since I haven't watched anymore, I know you mentioned. What do I need to look out for specifically? Because you said make sure to watch the recap.
Previously on.
Yeah.
Well, no, just watch them. Don't skip them.
Okay. Well, you were saying they do something interesting with it, right?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, do you want me to tell you?
You can, because I'm not.
It's not like a major spoiler. Okay. It's like they write unique voiceover for the voiceover guy to do, and he's like, and it's
gotcha.
And it's like original, like they cut it like more like he's talking to you, like it's just funny, like it's the way it's written.
Cool.
And he's like, oh, so remember so and so was over here, and then like this,
that's cool.
And so it's worth watching, and then you watch them instead of skipping them, because I normally skip them, so it's actually pretty good.
I mean, I usually watch them anyway because it's a good refresher, especially if I like
if there's time.
It's been a little bit before.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I'll just touch on watch the second episode of Game of Thrones season 1.
Yeah. Trying to remember episode 2.
Big difference in lighting. Still not like
really,
and even camera work. Yes, so they must have done it as a pilot.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah,
and there's a little bit of time, big jump in the quality. Still not level of like later seasons for sure, but since I was paying attention and brought it up last week, I just wanted to bring up that now watching the second episode, I was like, oh, okay, this is even a big step in the right direction. Still not like fantastic like later seasons are, but it's a lot better.
All right, good. Because I remember I'm not going to spoil it, even though probably everyone knows, but like the penultimate episode of season 1, even I remember seeing when like the big scene happens, like it really cool shots in that scene. So I wonder if that holds up again. But I thought the opening did, and you said not so much. So it's been a little bit since I've seen it with the White Walkers. And all that.
You should go back and watch that, because you'll be like, oh,
maybe I should.
Okay,
it's keep on my nostalgia goggles. Preserve that. Some things you don't want to revisit. Keep it pure in your head.
All right. What else you got? I got one more. I got a movie, but like,
okay.
Yeah. What do you?
I just because I think I mentioned last week, I wanted to revisit Daredevil and The Punisher, the Netflix shows.
Yeah.
What's crazy is it's not on Netflix anymore,
right?
Which is so weird to think about, because they were originals. I mean, it's all Disney
Netflix originals, but
it's all Disney now because, well, I think because we were talking about, I think last week we were talking about Daredevil Born Again. Oh yeah, because we talked about all the Comic-Con stuff and
D3,
not
or D.
Well,
not
D23,
D23.
But some of it was there, and then some of it was at Comic-Con.
There were Comic-Con, but that was a couple weeks prior. The D23 was what was like the new stuff when we were talking.
Yes, yeah. So I wanted to revisit. I kind of been wanting to anyway, and those two were my favorites of all the Netflix superhero stuff. And
season 1 of
Daredevil. Man, honestly, I mean, I'm not that far in it yet. Halfway through season 1 of Daredevil, and I watched a few episodes of Punisher, but I remember, especially Daredevil, it's really strong all 3 seasons, like to the end. And it was nice that was one of the few shows we actually got 3 seasons for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was because I think it's 2015. Like we're getting close to almost 10 years.
That's crazy.
Since that came out, and it's still. I was very impressed with it, especially Daredevil.
Yeah,
Like starting at the beginning. It's just done really well.
That one take with him in like the hallway fighting people, and so well done.
It was. I remember that was a big thing at the time, and it's still really good.
And it's great. It's like half the fighting he's like off camera, even for that.
Yeah.
But it still works. It's still.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember watching that back a couple times.
Several times. Yeah. And I don't know if it was season 2 or 3 because I know they did something all 3 seasons. Mm-hmm. But there's a stairwell one that they did.
Yeah,
that
I remember that one too.
Was really awesome too. Yeah. And then Punisher is just, well, it's kind of both of them because I think we were talking about because of the new Daredevil show coming out. You know, we're getting both the same actors, Charlie Cox and John Bernthal, and it's just
what's his name playing?
And Kingpin. Vincent D'Onofrio also. Yeah. It's just perfect casting, even in these shows. I really like Rosario Dawson, and I forgot she was in Daredevil. She's the night nurse.
Yeah,
she was great. Also,
I don't know if she's coming. I don't think she's coming back. I don't think I've seen that. I think the Foggy guy, like I think he's playing him again, right? I think he's in.
Yeah, and the actress that played Karen Page.
Yeah, but I feel like neither one. I mean, maybe they did something, but I felt like their career didn't do anything after that.
Not
anyway.
Really. Yeah.
The crazy thing is, they say this new one's going to be more violent.
You told me that, and I'm like, how is that?
Everyone's saying it, and I'm like, the original ones were like borderline about as violent as you get, but still, I don't know. But I guess
and it's weird because it's all on Disney now.
Yeah.
And they seem to be a lot more strict with that kind of thing. But
at the same time, like the other crazy thing, and this is kind of getting a little, but like some of the top box office stuff is still like you have the Alien,
Romulus,
and then Wolverine and Deadpool, both R-rated movies, both Disney.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
Maybe they'll change
the new,
for the better.
The new mature Disney.
That's great. I would love more of that.
Because all we need is like Frozen, like
rated R Frozen.
Rated R Frozen.
That'd be wild.
I don't know. What would that be?
I mean, aren't we kind of getting a version of that with like what's the character that Angelina Jolie plays? It's like Maleficent or something. Like that's kind of like dark and almost.
Yeah.
And I feel like they could keep pushing that to like the extreme. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say was the Punisher. Then I mean, that kind of takes it to the next level too. I mean, that show is even more so than Daredevil by design. I mean, with the character. So I'm curious what they're going to do with him since he's going to be in the new show. I hope they don't, dull him down any either.
So, and I know you haven't gotten this far, but you remember like they changed the way they did the Daredevil's like powers effect from season 1 to season 2. Like
I don't remember that.
Yeah, they kind of made it like less.
You mean like his
visual,
senses?
like this when he was like the way they show it in season 1, where he kind of like you can they kind of visualize the echo, like the what's that? Not echo, it's not the right word. The same thing the bats do and stuff like right, like it's kind of like the sonar kind of.
Right, yeah.
It's like how he can know where people are basically because of.
Well, and he can tell from vibrations too. Yeah.
But like the way they do that effect,
yes,
they got rid of it in season 2 and 3. Like they don't do it like that.
I'm excited to keep going because I do remember, especially the start of season 2, because it starts right away introducing the Punisher because before his own show came out, and I just remember it being so strong. I remember there was like an episode early on where it's a really long one take of just like one of the like best speeches ever he's saying to Daredevil. I just remember there's a lot of really good stuff, especially in that second season. But honestly, all the way through, it's really strong. Both seasons of The Punisher, I remember, were really strong as well. And like I said, I've only watched a few so far on my rewatch, but really great. It's just one of those things, like with when we talk about Marvel and DC movies, there's specific characters where it's like, you nailed the casting. Don't ever try to do any other actor to replace them because
right,
it just won't be as good.
Yeah, just don't even worry. Don't even try.
Don't even try. And it's a bummer because like Henry Cavill, I think they nailed that with Superman, and he's done.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bummer sometimes,
right. But then also, and then he also was as great as The Witcher, and then they try to replace him with that too.
I know he hasn't had a good track record, but it's not his fault. It's always been things out of his control for the most part, I want to say. So anyway, so check that out. It is weird. It's all in Disney now.
Yeah,
all the Netflix Marvel stuff.
And
so
I didn't say this, but Lady in the Lake is on Apple TV Plus. Bad Monkey is also Apple TV Plus.
Yeah,
and of course Game of Thrones HBO, but I think most people know that. Max, the one to watch for HBO.
I gotta say the whole thing every time because it's so ridiculous.
All right, so the last thing I have is the movie Jackpot. I think this was on Amazon.
Oh, yeah, this looked really bad. How was it?
It was all right.
It was all right. Okay.
Yeah, it was all right. I mean, it was like what you would expect. So, like, if your expectations are managed,
okay,
and I mean, like, I don't know about you, but like, I'm watching an action comedy kind of thing. I know what I'm going in for. Especially if it's John Cena or somebody like that. I don't know.
There's the other actor. I'm trying to remember because I saw the poster for it.
Yeah, it's it's like she likes to like scream and yell a bunch and all the time.
Oh,
yeah,
Awkwafina.
Awkwafina, yes. Yeah,
it's so funny. I knew exactly what you were talking about just from yelling. Yeah.
Yeah. So but there was some fun action. It was goofy. Yeah. It's like, so the premise is kind of wild, and the idea that's like this like not too far off in the future where the economy gets worse and worse, and then so they have these like jackpots that they go out and like basically if the person can survive till the 24 hours or whatever from when the hit gets put out on them, because they like basically buy these lottery cards, and then they pick one, and that means you win the money, but you have to survive for 24 hours and then they come and give you the money. And if you don't, it's open game on like other people can like literally murder you and take.
It's the most dangerous game. That's
okay.
Yeah, it was.
What was that from?
It was a show and a movie, I want to say.
Okay. Not one's that familiar, but anyway.
Yeah, it's essentially what that is. So there was also a Fincher movie called The Game that was very similar to that. So
John Cena has like basically his own little side hustle where he's like, you agree to give me 10% of the money and I'll protect you.
Okay.
And that's kind of where they end up. But anyway,
it's funny. Both of those actors are so hit or miss for me because like, I don't remember what I saw Awkwafina in, but there was something I saw her and actually liked. But then at times she's really annoying. And then same with John Cena.
Yeah.
Because I was actually going to mention, I didn't put it on my list, but I'm rewatching Peacemaker because it was so good. And I was started again. I was like, he is so good in it and hilarious, but like, there's plenty of other things I've seen John Cena in that I don't like.
Yeah.
So
even like who's in The Bear. Like
didn't like that.
It was like,
no.
It was just like,
Maybe it's how he's directed. So maybe James Gunn just
knows that. Well, James Gunn's good with the quirky characters.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, he's great. All right, so we wanted to just talk about a little fall preview of things we're looking forward to, because it's kind of when a lot of some bigger shows are dropping. So
I don't know. Maybe you have I have a decent amount. We'll probably have a lot of overlap.
Crossover. So
we don't need to go too long on all of them.
No, we'll just go quick. So what's the first? Well, the first thing is what we're going to cover next. Rings of Power season 2.
Yeah.
Which start next week. We will discuss the first 3 episodes.
Yeah. I think it's coming out at midnight tonight.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Think
Or
you're right.
whenever Amazon
Yeah.
does their
All right,
3
so
episodes.
What do you have?
Which
What
is
do you have
crazy.
next on yours? Let's just kind of go back and forth.
So actually, same day. I know. Actually, there's 2 things coming out tomorrow.
Okay. What else you got?
Terminator Zero on Netflix.
Okay. The animated.
Looks sick. Yeah. Animated.
Okay. What else you got?
The other thing is the Jeff Goldblum Chaos.
Oh yeah, I do have that down. Yeah, I was gonna check that out.
That's
yeah.
also
Yeah, that looks interesting. Yeah.
like he's playing Zeus. I don't really know because I saw a little bit of the trailer, but it doesn't
Doesn't really matter. I'll check it out.
Oh yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, it might be horrible, but I'll still check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So then the next thing I have is the Penguin.
I have that.
Do you have something in between there?
Yeah, Agatha All Along is before that.
No, it's not. It's after. I have that on here. That's not till September
did I put
18th.
that wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yes. So September 8th is the Penguin. Is what I
I have it down as the 19th of September.
Oh, maybe that's why you got it. I think it's the 8th. Unless I put it down wrong. But anyway.
I don't know. It's September, yeah.
So this obviously, Colin Farrell playing the Penguin was awesome, and the Batman. So
Yes, it was.
this is and this looks good. This looks good.
It does look good. And I think I'm going to have to do a rewatch of the Batman since this is like
That's a good idea. I didn't even think about it, but that's
yeah,
a good
because
idea.
it's a direct continuation.
Yeah.
Is Matt Reeves?
I don't know if he's
wonder if
producing.
he's,
He's
like-
not directing, but
He's not directing
I don't
any
think
of
so.
it. Like not even.
I don't think so. I
Okay.
think that would have been more of a headline.
That's true.
But
yeah.
he might be like executive producing or something.
He has to be
Yeah,
overseeing
yeah,
at least
yeah.
if it's a continuation of it. But
All right, what else we got? I had next after that was Bad Sisters season 2, Apple TV Plus.
yeah, I saw this. I barely watched the first season.
No,
so I
the
didn't
first season
wanna
was really
mention
good. It was like quirky, dark
Yeah.
comedy kind of thing, but it was good. I enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious though how they're gonna do it because the first season was so focused on a single
Okay.
plot that was like around basically murdering someone. That's why they're the Bad Sisters because they're trying to murder someone. So I don't know if they're gonna try to murder someone again. What's gonna happen here? But
Yeah, is it more anthology where it's just like
maybe no,
new-
it looks like it's the same group of sisters. So I don't know.
yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work then.
And then the same date, Rebuild the Galaxy.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know this? This is the Lego Star Wars parody. It's on Disney Plus.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Have you seen this? Have you?
No, but I'm excited. That sounds awesome.
It's basically almost like if you took and made a multiverse of like mix of like, hey, it's Star Wars, but like it's like Jar Jar is actually a Sith in this.
Oh, so it's like what if?
Kind of, but it's like the whole.
Star
It's just one story. It's like one continuous story of like the Star Wars. It looks amazing. Like from like if you're a fan of those things, and like yeah, it
sounds
looks
awesome.
hilarious.
Yeah, I'm down. I have
Do you have something else in there before Agatha?
no, actually, I guess that would be next.
Yeah.
That would be my last thing for September. No, I have one other thing
Yeah,
for September.
I got 2 other things, but yeah. So Agatha all along.
Yeah.
Again, Marvel TV shows are pretty swing and a miss a lot of times, but
Yeah.
this looks good. And Catherine Hahn, I know we mentioned this before in
Yeah.
the trailer. Catherine Hahn
Aubrey
and
Plaza.
Aubrey Plaza, and again, and it's spooky season, and it kind
Yeah.
of fits right in. I don't know. Could be good. Could be good.
Like we always say, going in cautiously. Optimistic.
Yeah.
That's all you can do with Marvel.
So I also have the film, John Watts' film, The Wolves, is going to be on Apple TV. That's Brad Pitt and
Yeah, it looks good.
yeah,
That
comes
looks
out
really cool.
September 27th, and I'm really looking forward to that. That should be. I mean, John Watts is a good director, and he hasn't done anything since the 3 Spider-Man movies.
That's the last thing he's done.
Like in the last however many years. And so this is the first film that's not a Spider-Man film he's done in a long time. So
What's interesting is I think this is the first time those 2 actors are reunited since Oceans.
oh yeah, and I think I saw something like they're doing a sequel already. They already greenlit a sequel to
I
this
did
film.
see something about that.
And I think John Watts is doing it, and like the same, So
Okay.
yeah, so it must be really good. But also weird that they changed. It's still going to be in theaters, but only like select theaters and not full theater run, which originally they backed off. So that's kind of weird too. I don't know.
Yeah, Apple does that sometimes with their movies.
They don't. I mean, it's not really important for them to make the money there. It's just
yeah.
That's weird. So one other thing for September.
I actually didn't think about movies. Like I have a separate list of movies, but I didn't put any movies in here. So I'm sure there's some that.
For me, that's like a movie dropping on streaming, not going to theater. That's why.
Yeah, actually, a lot of mine are. I mean, most things now. Are in theaters first, whether it's not in theaters for that long or.
Yeah. You said you had something else September? I've got one.
Yeah, from season 3. So this is the show I talked about before. It's on a weird channel, Epix, which is actually MGM Plus now, which is annoying. But this is the show that a lot of the people that were involved with the show lost. This is their new show. And I kind of was worried for a while just because of where it's streaming, that like it was not going to continue.
Mm-hmm.
But they're keeping it going. It's actually getting pretty popular now.
What's the premise?
It's so I would say it is like very similar to Lost as far as like a mystery box show, which is always exciting if it's done well. I really like this kind of shows. But it's basically a town. I don't think they even have said where it is in the U.S. But it's a very small town that once you show up there, you basically drive in circles and you can't leave. And there's different things that happen.
It's like the Roach Motel. You can check in, but you can't check out.
Just like it. Perfect analogy, yeah. So it's like that, but then there's several other things that get way more into, just like Lost does. They build on a lot of things and introduce a lot of things that are interesting. So I know a lot of like the main directors, even one of the main actors from Lost is in this. So it's done really well. It has a little bit more of a sometimes scarier tone to it too, but it's not a horror show in any way. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that a lot. So that's my last September
thing. The other thing I have in September, it's the wild thing I threw in here. Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom.
Nice.
Out September 26th. Had to call it out.
Yeah, of course. It's Zelda.
That's going to take up time.
Yeah. I didn't know that had a release date.
Yeah.
Sick.
Or before vacation.
Perfect. Perfect.
All right, let's hop into October. First thing I got in October, Apple TV Plus. Disclaimer.
Yep, that's my first
disclaimer
one.
Asterisk.
Yes.
So this is Alfonso Cuarón directing and writing.
Every episode.
And only the first time TV. Like he's... Mm-hmm. So this is...
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kate Blanchett.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there any other actors? Actually, no, I think that's really the one we know of.
Yeah, they don't really show you much.
They don't.
I mean, I didn't look at the IMDb or something. There might be more information there, but in like the preview. But it's like, yeah, I'm going to watch regardless. So
yes,
the same. So it's like a lot of times as we talked about, a lot of times once I make that decision, sometimes I'd like stay away from any more previews or anything because I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to check it out anyway. So rather going more blind than not, and just be surprised.
No, I understand that. There's a problem though, because then sometimes you miss really well done trailers, because actually, which I know you won't see, maybe after you see the movie, I'll tell you to watch the trailer, but the final trailer for the new Joker movie is incredible. And I remember seeing, well, you might have when you, Deadpool and Wolverine, it played right before Deadpool and Wolverine, the trailer. Did it play when you went to see that?
I don't remember.
Anyway, it's and the song they used for it and the way they put that into the trailer is really good too. It's just it ends with like an insane shot too that I don't know if it's in the movie or not. That's another thing that's kind of annoying. Is sometimes
trailers, yeah.
Yep. And you're like, oh, I'm looking forward to that, and then you get bummed because
because they provide stuff to the company that makes the trailer,
right.
And then like.
And it could get cut out.
And then it gets cut out of the final one, and it's like whatever. All right, so next thing after that, also Apple TV Plus that I have, Shrinking Season 2.
Yep.
really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, me too.
And not only is it one of my favorite comedies in the last, speaking of Ted Lasso,
Yeah.
one of my favorite comedies in the last like couple of years. In some ways, I think I like this better than Ted Lasso, but then it also ends on a big cliffhanger that you're like, holy crap.
Yeah.
So
I was just very happy that Harrison Ford is still going to be in it,
yeah,
because I just figured no matter what the story was, I just figured it's like they got him for it. It's like there's no way
he's gonna do a season 2.
Yeah,
but you gotta know, like, at least watching season 1, he's eating it up, that character. Like, he's just
Oh yeah, it seems like he's having a ton of fun.
yeah.
And
so why not, right?
Yeah, we're gonna be mentioning a lot of Apple TV, but honestly, even earlier in this year, they've kind of been carrying this year with shows, and they're gonna continue.
The fall for sure.
Yeah.
So actually that's all I got in October. You got anything else in October?
Yes.
What else you got?
I have, this is another Apple TV. It's a show called Before. I don't know anything about it, but Billy Crystal's in it.
Oh,
which is interesting
Yeah.
because I don't think has he been in a show?
I don't know about this. How did I miss it? Is there a trailer for this?
No.
Okay. So
But I saw something about it,
Yeah.
and they put a date at least for it, October 24th. I don't even think he's really acted much recently, has he?
I don't know.
Besides like animated, like Toy Story or
Yeah.
right? Toy Story? Yes.
I don't know. Is he? I can't remember.
One of those animated movies. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to mention it because I have no context at all for the plot. And then my last thing is the Yakuza show is coming out. This is the live action version of the video game series.
Oh,
I think we talked about this a while
we
back.
did.
Yeah.
Where's this going to be on?
This is on Amazon.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. So it's called Like a Dragon Yakuza.
Actually, there's the I forget, I don't have that on my list. The animated
The video game thing?
video game thing.
I have that down. Yeah,
that's-
that's not till December.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't have it on my list, but somehow I forgot. I thought that was coming out in September.
No, December.
Oh, okay.
Because they just put a date on it during, what is the video game event that just happened
Yeah.
in Germany?
Yeah. I know
That's
what
where
you're
they
talking about. Yeah. Okay. All right. So then jumping into November.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because we don't have a date for, so I have Silo.
Yeah.
Also Apple TV Plus, season 2 of Silo.
Yeah.
Another great sci-fi show on Apple TV Plus.
Is it sci-fi, Josh?
It is sci-fi.
Okay.
I can.
We're going to get into this again
I
in the
consider it
anniversary
sci-fi.
pod because there's a question specifically about
Ooh.
this that probably will.
Ooh,
Yeah. Well, no, not directly, but it's gonna
it's gonna
lead into
stir
that
things
probably.
up.
Yeah.
All right. So then we have another sci-fi, Doom Prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
That's also on Max.
That's on Max, and we don't.
You know, a date.
I hate when they do this, where it's just here's the month.
Mhm.
Like, don't say it at all until you have a date. It's just it bothers me. But anyway, yeah. So it's November sometime.
Yeah.
This is I mean, we both love Dune,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very scary because I've heard a
Cautiously
lot
optimistic.
for sure. To like 100 degrees because it's man, it's like Villeneuve is just like
Yeah. Yeah.
what he's done with it. It's like it's not going to be that.
No,
you know, it's not going to be
not.
that. But it's like
but
it's
if
going
it
to be
can
harder.
be like almost like the Game of Thrones thing. I don't know. Not to say Game of Thrones, but like where it's just more like the political stuff and it's a lot.
It is way more about.
And if they focus on
They're
that,
showing a lot of different houses. Yeah.
So I feel like that could be interesting, and you stay away from like big action set pieces and just kind of stick to more of the political stuff.
That's what it seems like it's going to be.
Hopefully, you'll try to steer away from like trying to be too,
Yeah.
competitive. But anyway.
So it was called. What was it originally called? Now it's called Doom Prophecy.
Yeah.
But it is going to be interesting just learning more about the Bene Gesserits because that's what it's
Mhm.
mainly about. So
Yeah.
that's exciting. But
Anything else in November?
yeah, I have one more thing This is going to be on Paramount, I think. It's called Landman, and it's Billy Bob Thornton's new show that I believe the guy that does all the shows, Yellowstone and all those other shows. It's just,
Taylor Sheridan.
yeah, there you go. 'Cause he did Lioness, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like his
Another
next
show.
Yeah.
Jesus.
He does so many shows. And he writes almost all of them
Yeah.
too, which is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mayor Kingstown is
Okay.
also him.
Yeah.
And that just finished that new season. So anyway, I don't know much about it.
Okay.
He's
Is there
a
a trailer
landman.
out for it?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
But yeah,
That's probably why I haven't because
but that's
I don't normally like put stuff down till I've at least seen a trailer.
I don't either. I think I just was reading an article or something.
Because a lot of times they don't even give you a date till there's a trailer. So that's why it's unusual.
But sometimes they do. I noticed Apple does that. Sometimes they'll say like
Mhm.
this show is set a date, and then the trailer won't be till like I don't know.
Yeah, a month out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. So then we jump into December. You got Star Wars Skeleton Crew,
Mhm.
Disney Plus.
Yep. Just like with Marvel.
Yeah.
Same with Star Wars. Cautiously
Optimistic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. Also have then December 6th, we got Win or Lose, the Pixar. I
Yeah.
guess now you've watched the trailer on this or not? Like
I didn't watch the trailer, but I put it down after you told me about it because I was not aware of this at all, and it's exciting.
Yeah.
I do need to watch the trailer though. I didn't see it yet.
Yeah, and then I mean, the only other thing I put down for December, which also is now is a movie and not a,
It's
which
fine.
is in the theaters, is the
Okay.
Lord of the Rings, War of
Rohirrim. Yeah.
Rohirrim. Yeah, War of the Rohirrim.
So that is going to theaters first.
I think so.
Huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's theater release.
Sick.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that looks awesome.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen about it
Yeah.
so far is just.
Yeah.
Where is it in the timeline? Do we know?
183 years before the Lord of the Rings.
Okay. All right. I really like the art style of it from
Yeah.
what I've seen.
Looking pretty dope.
Looks great.
Anything else for December? That's all I have for December right now.
Yep. So the show you were mentioning, the video game show, is called Secret Level. That's December 10th.
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't know.
And there's a lot of like because every episode is just like a different
game. Yeah,
Mhm.
different. So
there
it's
was a
just,
lot of really cool.
anthology episodes. Yeah.
It is a lot of the same. I saw something about how a lot of the people that were involved with Love, Death, and Robots.
Yeah,
Which makes sense. Similar.
people. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does look cool. I mean, I like
does.
even though like a lot of the video games I don't even play and know, but like it still looks interesting.
You know some though, like I mean, like Mega Man's in there.
Yes.
Who else was?
Yeah.
But
And
there's
then-
some
and
like
then they
newer
also,
ones
There's some
too.
that they also
even.
didn't even announce. I think in there, like some of the episodes
Cool.
you don't know. I think. So,
You know what I didn't see though? I don't think I saw anything Nintendo.
well, that you'd have to get the rights.
Yeah, what they did with Sony, like there's a decent amount of Sony stuff.
That's a lot easier than getting Nintendo rights.
Not always. Not always, depending on the IP.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember what else was in there, but yeah, should be cool though.
So, even though technically, I guess December's not even the fall or whatever, we're kind of blurring that line.
It is. I mean,
But I still got to throw out one more.
okay.
Severance.
Yeah,
season
I know.
2.
I had that on here, even though it's
Even though
technically.
it's January of
Yeah.
2025.
Yeah.
Had to mention it because
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Well,
that's-
because obviously we're gonna cover it, but leading up to it, we're gonna do a rewatch.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's been a while since.
For season 1, yeah.
I think it's been almost
Well, I mean,
3 years, right?
Is 3?
2.5 maybe.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Well, it definitely came out like in a January, February time frame when it came out. It was not. They feel like it was the beginning of the year when it came out, so it might be 3 years.
Yeah,
You might be
'cause I
right.
think it was 2022.
Mm-hmm. That's wild. Well, because the strikes and all
Yep.
that stuff like really postponed it. So
Mm-hmm.
cool.
I have
Well, got anything else?
yeah, I got 2 more.
Man.
One is on Christmas Day and one's on New Year's.
Okay, what do we got?
Squid Game season 2 finally
Right.
is on Christmas Day. You haven't even seen the.
No, I never watched season 1,
crazy,
so that's why I don't have it down. Because, but I do need to watch season 1.
Yeah,
Beforehand.
you should check it out. It's worth it's deserving of all the hype that it got when it came out. And then there's a new season of Black Mirror.
Oh,
on New Year's.
I did not see that.
Yep.
Oh wow, cool.
I don't know how many episodes because it's always different every time. I think last season was pretty short, the amount of episodes, but I don't know anything about it. I just know it is happening on New Year's. So
cool.
We'll see how that impacts the real future, because it's I feel like it keeps getting a little scarier when you watch like newer ones. You're like, this is
it's a little too close to reality.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, they
do you remember last season? It was like all about AI and like changing people. Was it like there was an episode about like changing someone's face and voice? I want to say.
Yeah.
And that literally came out right before all that was like, really prevalent, but like starting to. It's crazy.
Cool.
Anyway, that's it.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully that gives you some insight into some of the things we were looking forward to that we'll probably either talk about more in depth. Some of them, other ones just mentioning as things we were watching. But cool. So let's get into the last 2 episodes of season 3 of The Bear, episode 9 and 10. All right. So we'll start with episode 9, Apologies. Carmi thinks about apologizing.
Thinks about it.
All right. Overall thoughts on this episode?
Well, I kind of just I grouped them together.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Then I'll just maybe I'll just read it. And then the other one is the episode 10 is called Forever, and that one's just says another funeral.
Another funeral. Yep.
All right. So let's get into it. What would you think of these last 2 episodes?
I thought the last 2 were stronger overall than a lot of this season that we've been talking about so far. But still very evident of the stretch season elements.
Yeah, especially in that.
You could really feel that, yeah.
Especially in episode 9. I think episode 10 wasn't feeling as much.
Out the very end, definitely. I have a note about that. We can get to it when we get there. The very end of episode 10. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. But yeah, what did you think of the last 2?
I think they were a little bit better than like. I mean, of course, coming off of what was it? The last one was the pregnant one. That was pretty drug
barely
out. Drug out. But yeah. So, all right. Well, let's get into them. So the first thing I have down was like the magic trick montage. It's kind of crazy, and then like, is it? I guess trying to say that making pastries is magic.
I that was my first note. I thought it was really cool seeing all the starting the episode that way and seeing all the old clips of different magic tricks and a lot of different footage from that.
Now the thing is, like, that goes nowhere. We never come back to it.
You're right. It doesn't
in
really.
the rest of the season, this episode or next episode.
So are they setting it up for the final season? I guess.
Yeah, but then that's terrible because it is.
But
we
know like, there's a lot of elements where they kind of.
So I agree with you. Visually, it's interesting.
Yeah.
And like as a little like nugget, it's interesting. But as like an overall story element, it's like WTF.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
I
feel like there's a few things where it's just like this hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah. The season's a little not up to par for the previous.
Nope.
Two.
Definitely not.
Then we're breaking down boxes with the Fact Brothers. And we're talking about haunting too much again.
Yep. Continuing that.
And I think Claire maybe is haunting and just dropping off boxes to add more boxes to their. Yeah, these guys are idiots.
It's funny because I mean I like them, but it's just like it's like just enough with the.
Well, I also think
with the
again with the dragging out of the like story, they're like in there almost a little too much.
Yeah,
and it's like they're not supposed to be that prominent. I think.
No, you're right.
Like
Yeah,
that type of character, like right, like they're kind of the obnoxious, funny guys, and it's like
yeah, you're right. Because in previous seasons it was less of them, and when they came in, it was more impactful because of that. Yeah.
There's a really cool cinematic shot though, like shortly right after that, where they frame between the wall of front of house and back of house, and they have Carmi and cousin.
Yep.
Like both leaning. Yeah, it's very cool.
It was,
and it's like light and dark, and
yeah.
Had to make a note of it.
How would that be done in your head, filming that?
Well, so either they just took the door out of the frame, like the door off the frame, like, and then you just stuck it in the door. Or if it's a set and not an actual location, then there might not be a whole wall on the end of open on both sides.
It seems like they normally do film in actual restaurants though, but maybe not that one since they're in it. They might have both.
Yeah, they might have like they might have a set for both, and I don't know, because you're right. No, they do use a real restaurant for like, because the one guy, I was reading about this, like, what was he? One of the chefs, I think, in episode 10 or some, one of the people in the flashbacks I think it's one of the guys that's helping with the sandwiches, like when they're still selling the sandwiches on the side. One of those guys is the actual owner of the restaurant they film at.
Oh, cool.
Like that they use for the set.
I only have one note besides that for episode 9. I don't know.
So I was just like,
how much you have left.
So there's the interaction with the uncle and Carmi. He's talking about like basically like one bad review, but then like when he gets back in the car with the computer, does it sound like he's like short some money? Like meaning like he kind of, what was their conversation? It was a little like confusing to me. Like wasn't sure if he was saying, hey, this was a bad investment, bad bet, and you're like going to end up on the bear, like betting in the restaurant, or was he saying that he'd made a couple other bad bets and now he's in a financial position where he can't be funding this thing anymore?
It seemed like the computer was acting more of like a life coach for him. So I don't know, like the way he was responding.
He was like, "Hey, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to pay you anymore," or something, or like he was like worried that he wasn't going to get a paycheck, right? Anymore. So like, it was almost like he was saying like he was almost tapped out of money, because he in some other bad investments or bookies, whatever he does that he makes his money, right? That's kind of what I got, but it was like not real clear, and it was kind of, and then of course again, do we never come back to that? It's set up for next.
A lot of setup for final season.
Jillian Jacobs, we
see
her briefly, and then I'm like, oh, I forgot that was even who his ex-wife was.
Yeah, because you haven't seen her in a while.
Yeah, I guess was she in season 1? I don't even remember.
I don't know about season 1.
Yeah,
obviously she was in a few episodes of season 2 because they went to different flashbacks for that.
And then we get more of the Fact brothers. This was actually, and see, this was the moment to use them more, but like I think this was funny, like him trying to go apologize for Carmi, going to the hospital and talking to Claire.
Yeah, I like that.
This was funny, and them being like, no, he can't say it, but he is sorry. I'm his best friend. I know.
Yeah, no, the whole interaction was good because even the way she kept responding,
she's like, I love you guys.
Like, I love you, but you need to leave. Yeah, it was good.
So I did like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we've really mentioned, because I don't recognize that actress, but I think she's been great in the show.
She was great in season 2, where we get a lot of her.
Yeah,
and
when we introduced her,
very small amount in this season, but this little bit, is good.
Yeah.
You're right. Like, I haven't.
No, I haven't seen her in anything else. Yeah.
The only other note I have on this is, Nat sends a picture to her mom of the baby. Then at kind of the end of the episode, just kind of like just a little hint of from last episode, like, hey, it did mean something to me that you were there, and and they
definitely
they bonded. cool. Well, then let's get into the.
Oh, yeah, I have.
Oh, you said you had one of the. Yeah, sorry.
yeah. So now you're making me rethink. Was this in this episode or the final one? But I think it was in 9. I have it down for Carmi sitting in the freezer.
Oh, what
I believe that was episode 9.
Well, he goes and puts himself in there. Yeah,
he's in the freezer. He's hovering his thumb over the call button.
Right.
For Claire. Right. Great scene and shot anyway, but then they interweave the score in that scene with this REM song, and it kind of goes in and out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so over that whole part, I thought it was really cool how they did that. So it's kind of like almost sounds like it's like a frequency that's kind of going in and out.
Yes.
Right. So it's going to like the score, and then you're hearing these vocals and a completely different, obviously, song. I thought that was great. That was actually like the highlight of the episode for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a good moment. And I just forgot to write it down, I guess.
Well, that's what I was like. Is it 9? But it's it was definitely in episode 9. Yeah.
Okay. So episode 10, we get the nurturing and tying up the chickens, which I did like. I mean, we pull out the wishbone and like let it dry. Like that was a good scene. It's interesting. Like all these kind of scenes is showing like, again, and we kind of started there in episode 1 of this season, where he was like flashing back to a bunch of like his experiences, right? That's brought him. But here it's like a little bit more or less of a dream and more of like clearer memories, partly because I guess he's running into a lot of these people when he gets to the funeral dinner. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I loved this opening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Specifically Carmi learning from the head chef, and it's showing his very first day now at the French Laundry.
Yep.
And I just love their interaction. I'm assuming that guy did really well. I'm assuming he's an actual chef. I don't think he's an actor. Yeah, he seemed like.
And also, like I was like watching, because a lot of it was like just long.
It was.
Take of,
I was
like,
gonna mention that too.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, he did great, but also just very natural, and just I'm like, he's probably just, this is what he said a million times to people. He's just probably, which is like not wrong. It just like
It didn't seem very scripted.
Right.
So it seemed like it was probably just improvised a lot.
Yeah, which is what they do. Like you said, like they this show, like they do a lot of kind of that, and they just do a couple takes and then just keep move on, because it's like they want it to feel more organic and
which it does, and they do that well. Yeah, and so that's why I made that my quote, because I love the way how he talks about that. And also just a PSA to everyone, to the audio listeners and the visual listeners. Just when it comes to a specific skill, just always be listening and learning from people that know more than you. Just a general good thing to do.
Yeah.
That's what we see with Carmi in this. And like, and it was just great to see him on, especially his first day, because we didn't get that. We got early on for him, but never the first day.
Yeah. That was good. And I have a note of Weezer.
Yeah.
Nice use of a Weezer song.
That was in the garage, right? Yeah. I hadn't heard that song in a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, so then Sid and Carmi go to the dinner. And we get a lot of chefs telling just like stories, and it's really well done, where it's like someone's telling a story about a good boss, and then someone's telling a story about a bad boss, and you can see like the shift, and like she's mulling all this over, trying to decide, where do I stay with Carmi, where he, and it's like a lot of like the good and bad things that he's presented to her, like some of the things that annoys her about him, and some people are talking about, those as bad examples, and then but then some of the good stuff he's presented and things that he's done, and they're using those as other examples. So I thought it was good, the way to tell stories, bring those characters into it, and yet show the circle and thought process she's going through.
Definitely. And then the whole time is just Carmi's just staring and just ignoring everyone and just staring at what's his name?
Well, David is the chef's name, Joel McHale.
That's right, David. Yeah.
That was my next note. So this I also find interesting, and this is so true.
Yeah.
He is like he's messed up because of this guy.
Oh yeah.
And but then
Hugely.
but then this guy, one, doesn't even see it that way, and two, hasn't lost an ounce of sleep over it.
No.
Yeah, Carmi's probably like lost so much sleep over this.
Oh yeah, his response, because I had to know about it. Just their final interaction was so great. Like he said, he's like, you gave me ulcers. Like some of the stuff he said to him was just like,
yeah.
And he's just like,
he's
he
like,
doesn't
you're
care.
welcome.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah.
And of course, Joel McHale always plays the douche so well.
Yes, he does.
Almost too well, to the point where you got to
Mhm.
imagine like the guy's just not a good person in real life. It's like this is the role he always does great at.
Yes.
And, yeah. Anyway,
I have the so all of this, which is a lot of the episode, is this funeral. I love the look and layout of this restaurant anyways is just so great, but I love the lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like the cool blue
Mm-hmm.
throughout the whole thing. I thought looks really nice in this.
And then we get the good like later part of it. We get the good interaction with him and the chef lady that's closing the restaurant.
Right.
They're kind of out there by the street, just off the back of the building or something, wherever they are.
Yeah. Yeah, she's just like smoking a cigarette or something, or she's just like
she's talking to
getting
him.
away from everyone out there. Yeah.
And what she says, like, it's almost like it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Which is like, what is that? Like, what is he going to take away from that? Like, right? Like, because he's like been struggling as soon as they saw they were closing, right? That's kind of been his thought process. Like, what does this mean? What am I building then? What if it's just all to close up later? And kind of the legacy is one of the episodes was even called, right?
Yeah.
So, but it would, what is the actress name? What am I drawing a blank of?
Olivia something.
Olivia Colman, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say Olivia Cook. That's a different actress. And not Olivia Wilde.
No,
Olivia Colman. There we go.
Yeah, she's always great.
Yes, she is. I really liked her. It was one of her like final things she said to him, where she's like, "Hey, the next time you see me, call me." Basically by my first name.
Yeah, don't call me chef. Yeah,
that was good.
Yeah, and but that their stuff was good, and then and then we get the little after party.
Yeah,
at Sid's place.
Yeah, it's Sydney.
That was fun.
Yeah,
it was cool to see everybody. And then like them just making random stuff out of the crap out of a freezer and like trying to make it gourmet.
Yeah, because everyone's probably super high and drunk and just like, this looks so good, a frozen pizza. And of course she's making it, so she's like,
they're like adding stuff to it and stuff. Yeah, but it was cool to see. I think
it was, and it looked like. I wonder if they shot that at the very end, because it looked like all of them just hanging out and partying anyway. Yeah. And they were like, all right, we're going to shoot this final. Like, it looked really natural again, like we always talk about.
Yeah. But, you're right. If you were planning out the order of things, like it's...
Like, this is our rap party, for the season. Yeah.
But then she obviously just starts hyperventilating and breaks down because she's like, just doesn't know what to do. She's got this decision to make.
This drove me crazy because this is a lot of the season, and she... Mm-hmm. Like, this is something that feels really drug out because you think that she's going to finally talk to Carmi about this, but no.
Yeah. Because she has that moment. Is that in these episodes or one of the other episodes where she's like almost tells him?
Almost, yeah.
Was that in this episode or 9?
No, it was I think it was a little before, I want to say.
So maybe like 6, 7. Because it was definitely the pregnancy one, the birth.
No. Yeah, maybe 7.
Anyway, she breaks down, and then so I don't know, but yeah, you're right. It does feel, and she feels like it's like on one hand, like he's not communicating the best, but then she's not either.
No,
she's just like
they kind of always been that way with each other.
And she's like keeping everything bottled up inside, and and then we get Carmi just walking down the street.
Yeah.
And he gets a notification about the review. And then he's like, we're just seeing quick snippets and it's like good things and bad things all in there that are kind of like, doesn't really tell you which way. That's fine. Like a cliffhanger. I could see building to that as a cliffhanger.
Yes.
As like a logical step or being like, hey, this is a review. What do they get? And, But then the good use of Smashing Pumpkins here.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Ending on that would have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, it's a good cliffhanger. But then doing the to be continued, that's what bothered me.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do that in any other season. And that just felt
so
like
this season
more
they put
of
part 3 or something in the beginning.
Yeah.
It started, and you're like, what? Where did that come? Like, so why?
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
Now, who knows? Because it's all streaming, like they could retroactively add that stuff in to the other seasons.
Yeah.
Now, because
I am not looking forward to the days of patching episodes. Like, you know how video games get
Yes.
patched all the time. I don't like that future.
Yeah.
Where you're going in, you put something out.
Game of Thrones, when they did take the coffee shop
Exactly.
at the last season coffee cup out, the Starbucks
Mhm.
coffee cup.
Yeah. There's very few examples because I mentioned in House of the Dragon, they had to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like there was a green. It was like his finger was green. It was when his supposed to go, or his finger was supposed to be off. But I just it feels like it's like then you're rushing like, oh, we can go ahead and put this out because this is a big thing I won't get into, but it just bothers me a lot about the video game industry is they're like, no, we need to get it out now, and then it's like almost broken or the frame rate's horrible or just a lot of bugs, and it's like, oh, it's fine, they'll just keep patching it,
We'll fix it.
it'll get there.
Fix it later.
And then it's like you've been waiting for this game, and then it's like, well, I might as well wait a couple more months for it to be patched a bunch to where it's the actual, I don't know. I hope we don't get that way with movies and shows, but who knows?
Yeah, hopefully not. Yeah, so not the best season of The Bear. I really
Definitely the worst.
I really hope they season 4 comes back a lot stronger and finishes the thing because
I think it will.
Because season 1 and 2 deserves a good ending.
Oh yeah,
Even if you had this bad season in the middle.
it's honestly hard to even say what's the best season because like I said, I think obviously this is the worst of the 3 seasons, but
Right.
1 and 2 are like
Both very
perfect,
strong
yeah.
and on par with each other as far as quality.
yeah,
But also very different in themselves.
very different. Yeah,
But I don't know. But yeah, what did you guys think of season 3? Let us know. Next week we're going to be talking about Rings of Power.
are we gonna do all 3?
Yeah, we got let's stay up to date.
Doing 3 episodes,
Got a lot to watch and discuss.
3 hours. Yeah. Well, we'll see how long the episode lengths are.
Yeah,
but
yeah. We'll see how bad my Middle Earth knowledge is.
it's all right.
Gotta get the atlas out.
We should get the Atlas out. That'd be sick.
Yeah, I'll set it out right here.
Yeah.
It's a thick book.
I am looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm going in optimistic that this new season is better than the first season.
Yeah, I am too. I think I liked season 1 more than you did.
You did.
But
you liked it, yeah. More
but
than
also,
me,
but the trailers just look like they definitely, it looks like they
improved.
up their game. So
Yeah.
Well, cool. Yeah. So if you guys we'd appreciate any feedback, comments from you. You can email us at feedback@screentimepod.com or leave a comment on YouTube or DM us on Instagram. I'm at Jay Youngbar.
And I'm at Jared Youngbar.
All right. We'll catch you guys next time.